Hi, and welcome to Prepping Essentials. Good morning, it's 6:45 on Saturday the 12th of June. Just making my way down to the land, and as always, not quite sure what we're going to get done today, but let's find out. Well, here we are down on the land. It's not a bad morning this morning. Right now, temperature is okay, but what a week we've had. And this heat wave is forecast to continue, so I don't know if I'll be saying how nice a day it is in a couple of hours' time. Not sure if you can see. I'm fairly sure you can. Look at the length of this. Grass is just booming away, as are the trees and bushes. Little wild rose here, look at that. How nice is that? Anyway, we don't have time for talking today. Lots of stuff to be doing, particularly the grass. You remember I did this side last weekend. It's actually not looking too bad. It is growing really quick, but it's not too bad. Have you noticed all the clover flowering away? We know somebody who'll like that now, don't we? Over there. But the rest of it is going crazy, so that really will want cutting. I might try that first before the sun starts killing me. We'll take a little look at the bees later today, so you can have a little look inside the hive and see what they're doing. But for now, I'm going to get myself in the cabin, get opened up, get the kettle on, and start planning what it is I'm going to get done today. Well, as usual, first things first, I've thrown a bit of corn out for the chicks, topped up the little feeder in the coop. We'll take a little look, see what we've got going on inside the little chicken house. There's a bit of tidying up to be done. Did this on Thursday on the way home from work, but it's surprising, a couple of days, how much mess they make. Water and feed, it's all right for this morning. I'll top it up later on before I go home. Nest box, nothing. 3 and 1, 4 today, which is a little bit less than I expect. I would have expected 5 or 6 today. So come on girls, get back in here and get some eggs laid. Anyway, let me pick those up. I'll have a quick tidy up, and then we'll get into the cabin and get that cup of coffee. Well, good morning. It's the weekend again. Really pleased the weekend's here. It's been a difficult week this week at work, but we're here, and it's nice to sit and look out the garden room across to the chickens in the field. It's a bit hot, that. I don't normally get a hot coffee. No jacket today. I suspect it's going to be really hot later. It's been terrible this week, really has. The sun has just been beating down incessantly all week, and it's been a real struggle trying to keep on top of watering the plants and keeping the water topped up for the chickens. I've been down, as I normally do, every second day, and in all honesty, it's not enough. I was looking on Thursday when I came down, and lots of stuff drying out. I've just had a very quick look this morning. In fact, I've just popped a little bit of water on those true potato seed plants. I've been trying not to overwater those. It's gone the wrong way this week, in that they've dried out. But I'll show you that a little bit later on. Wherever you are and whatever you're doing, I hope you're staying safe and well, and It is the weekend, so do be sure to make the most of your time off. Time just, I say it all the time, there just isn't enough time for me. With having to do the normal Monday to Friday work, I just invariably end up just running round like those crazy chickens out there in circles, trying to just keep on top of everything. It is really difficult. However, Saturday morning, it is still fairly early. It's, what is it now, just gone 7. So there's lots that I want to get done today, and there's lots I want to try and get done before that sun makes its appearance again and I end up with a crispy head, as I have done for the last couple of weeks, getting sunburnt. Out in the big wide world, don't really know where to start. If you look on YouTube, as we all do, and we're looking at the prepper channels, everyone's going completely manic. The talk about the economy and the supply chain and the price of food and everything else going up, people are going into a real meltdown. And the predictions of doom and gloom are everywhere. And whilst it's true, supply chain is not broken, but not far off being broken, and lots of things are in short supply. And with food, yes, I've talked about quality of vegetables and the way that the planting and harvest seasons are all in kind of a disarray because of the weather, the late start this year because of the cold weather particularly. And now here in the UK, it is unseasonable heatwave weather we've had this last few weeks. This harvest season, for sure it won't be as it normally is. So yeah, there is lots of crazy stuff going on, and there is still lots of crazy stuff to come in terms of the economy, the end of the COVID restrictions and furlough periods. It is going to get really manic towards the end of the year, I guarantee that. But the key thing to remember right now really is that today, if I were to go to the shops today, everything still is there. And all right, while the quality of vegetables isn't great, stuff's still there, and prices, although they have gone up, they're not ridiculously high right now, today. So I guess the key message really, and I keep saying this, like a bit of a broken record going on, get out there and get stuff while you can. And if stuff has gone up, which things have, don't let that put you off. Don't be thinking, oh, I'm not paying that, I'll wait until the price comes back down to normal. Because the chances are it probably won't, because this is the new normal. Things aren't going to suddenly change and go back to 2018, 2019 anytime soon. If ever, this, I think, is the new normal now. Economies and crises around the world, they go in cycles, and they're pretty big cycles. If you remember the last economic crash, we're talking about 2008, 2009, and then we had a period of a year of despair with the housing crisis and the economy crisis. But it took a few more years to get to where we are now, and the start of another crisis. So it is cyclical, and it's long cyclical. It's not a year, it's 5 years or 10 years cycle. So don't be expecting things to go back to normal this year, next year, or even perhaps the year after. Expect things to gradually get worse this year and probably into next year as well. And then they'll start to flatten out, perhaps recover a little bit, before eventually we go into the next cycle. And it is the same with the weather. We are in a grand solar minimum, so weather is going to be weird for the next few years before eventually it settles back down to what was normal before. And then again we'll start another cycle. So it is all cycles. Things, they say what goes around comes around, and it's true. That's exactly what happens. We have these cycles and they're quite prolonged. Things don't change unless there's a disaster and things get bad. That happens in the space of a year, and we saw that last year with COVID. But things are generally a longer term cycle, and I guess it's just getting that in your mind and trying to roll with those cycles. So take advantage of things when they are kind of normal, so that you are ready for things when they go completely crazy, as they did last year. If we learn nothing from last year, or nothing else from last year, learn this, that the reason I do and other people do have this prepping mentality or prepping lifestyle is because we want to be ready for that chaos, that fairly short period. All right, a year's not short, but in the big scheme of things and in these cycles it is short. It's being ready for that when that happens. I wasn't in a blazing panic in 2010. In fact, things for me, and I'm sure I said this in quite a few videos, things for me were just the same. I did exactly what I would normally do all the way through 2010. I got up, I went to work, I did my job, I came home, I did whatever I could do in my free time, I had my weekends here, and I was thinking about the future. And I just rolled through 2010. I wasn't out there panic buying toilet rolls. I wasn't particularly worried if there was a non-availability of things. It was annoying here at the cabin because I was doing construction projects, which I wouldn't normally be doing. So it was a little bit annoying that lumber, timber was in short supply, and a few other bits might have been in short supply, but there was no crisis. For me personally, my life was pretty much as it's always been, because I had everything that I wanted to survive, the food, the toiletries and everything else. I had it, and I could have quite easily gone through 2010 without buying. All right, fresh vegetables would have been an issue, but I have enough tinned stuff to get through if I had to. So that's the key message, I guess, out of the COVID crisis, is if you weren't ready and it was a panic and things were completely upside down for you in 2010, use that as a learning exercise and get prepared, because things will happen again, I guarantee it. We might not have another COVID for a few years, but we will have another crisis. We've got an economic crisis now that is going to get worse. We've seen the chaos of things like cyber attacks on the supply chain, whether it's your oil and gas pipelines in the States or whether it's your meat packing plants. Only last week we had a major outage, actually a global outage, on a big chunk of the internet. The UK government website here went down for a day. So these crises will come. It's just the type that might evolve and change as each year passes by. So yeah, if you weren't prepared for last year and it was a major disaster for you, learn from that. If you're already prepping, have a look at 2010 and see what problems you had, and it'll identify the gaps in your preps. But yeah, plan for the next one, I guess, is the message. Anyway, I digress. My coffee is going cold. I'll give you a run around the garden so you can see what's happening with the planting. I have a couple of issues with planting as a result of the weather this week, so I'll show you those. I've brought a few bits and pieces down from the car to help me with a couple of jobs I'd like to get done this weekend. It's a follow-on from last week, so I'll show you those at some point as well. Chickens have got some greenery sitting on the bench there. I'll let them just chill for an hour or two and then I'll surprise them with their greenery. But I need to get cracking. I can already see the sun. It has made an appearance now. There's a, you won't actually see it because the camera's looking the wrong way, but there's a beam of light running across the cabin behind the camera. So I suspect in an hour or two I'm going to be getting a sweat on, and perhaps by the end of the afternoon I'll be a bit crispy again. So yeah, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, stay safe, be well. Really do take the time to enjoy your weekend, and I'll catch up with you as we go through the video today. Right, let me take you for a quick run round, see what we've got going on, because as I was saying in the cabin chat, that sun is out and I really need to get cracking outside. It was extremely challenging last weekend and the weekend before with that sun, and it looks like this weekend's going to be the same. On the subject of sun, we've got some casualties in the garden room. I could really have done with having some shading on this roof, because I'm noticing that I'm getting a bit of sun damage on these fruit trees. Look at that, crispy. And equally, these true potato seeds have had a bit of scorching as well. You can hear that? These were bone dry this morning, so I've just popped a bit of water just to keep them going. Strawberries doing real well. I've been eating these all week. You can see where I've been plucking them off. I've had loads of them that I've been eating as I've been coming down to water the plants. There are still quite a few on there, and in the garden room, sorry, in the polytunnel, there's even more, and indeed on the beds outside. We'll come to those in a minute. These seed trays, I have got seedlings coming through, thank God. I was beginning to wonder if these would fail as well. This is cauliflower. So there's one there, there's one there, there's 3 in a row down there. So they are coming through now. Later than I would have liked, but hey, they're coming. That's the main thing. Those little marigolds that's left over from last weekend, they were scorched as well on Thursday. Leaves were really crinkly. Let's have a quick run outside. Chickens, vegetable garden. It's gone crazy, look at that. I'll be picking some of those today. Lots of leaves on those lettuces, and the borage is going completely crazy. We've actually got flower heads coming on these. Don't know if you'll pick them up. One there, another one there. So yeah, their vegetable garden's doing really well. And to be fair, my vegetable garden's not going too bad either. Those Swedes are trying to push their way through the netting, gone completely crazy. Potatoes in the tubs, real strong growth. This first one that I put in, not so. I think those late frosts knocked that barrel back, because it, compared to the others, they just look like I don't know what they look like. Tiny compared to the others. Garlic and onions doing real well. These last year garlics, I'm going to have a little rummage at some point this weekend and see what's underneath there. I deliberately left in a couple of onions last year. they're producing seed heads now, so that's great. I'll have seeds from those this year. The cauliflower and broccoli that went into that raised bed, they're all coming on okay now. Sweet corn. Fingers crossed I'm going to get some, because they're putting on really good growth. I popped some borage in there just as a bit of cover from the birds, really, and look at that, they've gone really well and flowering as well. This strawberry patch has gone a bit overgrown. Around it has anyway, but we've got strawberries down there, look, if they can see amongst this borage has gone completely crackers over the last week. That must be the sun, it must like it. Rabbits have been digging away in that bed. There's got nothing in it right now. Hopefully when I get my fence done, we'll not have that problem anymore. More strawberries, lots and lots of strawberries buried in amongst there. All those potatoes I put outside, doing well. These, the oldest ones, are falling over and producing flowers. So I don't think it's going to be too long before we might see some potatoes in here. They're very dry as well. And I promise you faithfully, I have been watering these all the way through the week. But that is dry again. Hey ho. So what have we got inside? Look at that. How many strawberries have we got on there? We've got loads. Loads and loads. Tomatoes, really strong growth on those. I suspect it won't be long before I've got flowers on there. And similarly the cucumber. Look at that. In a week they've put on some massive growth. Massive. I just need to get them trained now to climb up those canes. Blueberries. I popped in a couple of pictures during the week on the community tab. They're not far off, are they? In fact, some of those might be ready for eating. Certainly the ones at the back. Nothing on the younger blueberry plant, which is a bit strange. I don't know how long it takes for these to start fruiting, but I would have thought it would be ready by now. One thing they do both need is pruning. I have no doubt that I'll get some comments about lack of pruning, but look at that, I can't complain about fruit. I really can't. Fig tree, given the fact that I was a bit worried this might not survive. You remember those frosts we had that killed off the first leaves that came through. Remarkable comeback really from this fig. So maybe, you never know, we might get some fruit off that. Carrots. There's a bloody huge nettle there. Where's that come from? Look at that. That wasn't there last weekend. Yeah, carrots all doing well. And that last bucket that I put in, was it last weekend or was it the weekend before? I lose track. Well, whenever it was, they're coming through now as well. I've got little shoots in both these buckets coming through. So I think this weekend I might be tempted to just pop some more in these buckets that I've got filled up ready. So that's it, really. Everything is doing well, really, in here. I can't complain about anything in here. Oh, hang on. Look at that. Those potatoes are coming through. Well, that bucket is. Oh, yeah, this one is as well. There's a little leaf there, look. So, yeah, we've got potatoes coming through in those buckets. I won't be planting more potatoes this week for sure. I'll let these mound up over the next couple of weeks and then I'll start putting some more in thinking about if I can repeat the success of last year when I was harvesting potatoes Christmas Day. So we'll just leave that for a couple of weeks before I put some more in. But yeah, I am tempted to put some more carrots in today and try and get some succession planting all the way through this year. Not quite sure about this first bucket. I think we're a few weeks away yet before I'll actually be pulling any, but they're coming along nicely, which is what counts. So, beehive, I'll pop across later and show you that. Give them a chance to wake up and get outside. You remember I was talking when I installed this about wanting to catch the morning sun. It's I think it's about 7:30. Can't tell because I can't see on my screen the time, but that's where the sun is first thing in the morning, and the plan was to get early morning sun. So that is actually in sun. You can see it on the side of the hive. Can't see the bees. Might be a bit early for them this morning, but yeah, so they are getting the sun to warm up in the morning, which is what I wanted to do. So let me get cracked on. That grass is beckoning across the other side of the field. I really do need to get on top of that this weekend. I've got my wire to go around the fencing. I need to build a gate for the fencing. There's all kinds of things that I need to be doing. So I'll get cracked on and I'll catch up with you later on as we go through the video. Well, that's little red tractor out, so we'll have a little go, see if we can get some grass cut before it gets too hot. Well, it's 9 o'clock already and I've hardly made a dent in the grass cutting. I've done all the area around the chicken coop and the cabin. Don't know if it'll show on the video or not. Sometimes it's difficult to see where I've been, but I promise you I have. I mean, you can see down the side here clearly the difference in length of grass, and as I work gradually up the field, it is getting longer and longer and longer. But we are making progress. I've got up to here, and you can see I've started going down the edges of this section, but it just takes so long, and I've got all this to do yet. Anyway, we'll keep just steadily plugging away at it. I'll get that grass emptied out of there. I might be tempted to give some to the chickens. A few people have commented about the chickens, about letting them out. I think I might have mentioned that last week. I would like to. I'm just really nervous. Especially the cockerel, because he doesn't care at all. I'm sure the red ones would follow me around, but the rest I don't know. They're all disappearing off in the coop to lay eggs, and I think that red one that's clucking is about ready to go in there as well. Anyway, let me get this grass cutting sorted. I'll keep you posted with progress as we go through the day. Well, we're slowly making the way up the field, but as you can see, this is getting longer and longer, and this bit is just outrageously long. That clover's gone completely crazy, absolutely crazy. So slow progress, but it is progress. There's certainly a difference between this and that. Steady away. Well, little tractor's just having a rest and just need to fuel up. Compost pile is filling up. To be fair though, I am putting some, as I did last week, along the edge of the woodland, just trying to build up a bit of soil on the floor there, because there isn't that much soil. There's a lot of old railway embankment, gravel type stuff, but not much soil. So hopefully over the years that'll build up into a decent bit of soil for plants to grow rather than just bare earth. Anyway, let me get this fueled up and we'll get do another little bit. If there's one thing you definitely need to keep down at the cabin, it's a store of fuel. It is surprising how quickly you go through it. But then again, I am cutting a lot of grass. I'm literally driving for hours round and round the field trying to get it cut down. So I suppose I shouldn't be too surprised how much I'm using. Almost there. Don't want to overdo it. There we go, she's full. A little bit left in the can for later, just to top up. Good job done. Well, that's a really good job done. I've managed to get all this top end of the field cut down. All the way down the side of the woodland is done. It's been a really long old chore doing this. The sun's been baking. It's luckily just gone behind a cloud, so I'm getting a bit of respite from the sun, but it's been long and hard going to get this bit done. So all the way down to the cabin, the chicken coop, and all the way around this top end by the road here. So real nice job done. Little tractor's worked hard, a little bit too hard actually. I've noticed a repeat of a problem I had last year. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you might remember I had the back wheel off. Inside the hub here, there's like a little, I don't know how to describe it. It's a sleeve that fits over the axle, and it was it had broken in one part, so I did a temporary fix. Literally just turned it around and I think that temporary fix is just about buggered now, but luckily I have got one for each side. So at some point, I don't think I'll do it today because I want to push on with some other stuff today. I might have a look at it tomorrow, get both wheels off and replace the two sleeves. So for now I think I'll just get a back down to the compost area, get rid of the grass, and I'll top up the last bit of fuel out of that can so I can go and refill that can on the way home of petrol, so I don't forget to do that. and I might try and get those wheels off tomorrow, because in the meantime I would like to try and make some progress with the fence around the garden area. So I'll get myself down there, empty the grass, top the fuel up, probably grab a quick coffee and then see how we go from there. Well, that's the chickens happy, they've got the greenery. They do look forward to these cabbages at the weekend, they really do. And it's nice to see them happy pecking around, plucking away to each other. Very nice. Oh, I'll tell you what, that sun is mega strong again today. Really strong. But at least I've got the bulk of the grass cut, which is good. I just thought I'd have 5 minutes. I've got a cup of coffee and a little bag of Doritos. It's almost 12 o'clock already. The day is flying by. Little tractor, little red tractor. I've refueled it, emptied the grass, but I don't really want to start pulling wheels off that. Not today. I want to try and make some progress with that fence around the garden area. So I think I'll leave that for tomorrow. Famous last words. You watch, tomorrow will be a different day, and probably chuck it down all day. I doubt it, but you never know. It'd be typical for me. Get the tractor off the floor, get the wheels off, and it rains. But yeah, we'll see. I don't really want to start doing that now. I'll lose the rest of the day completely if I do that. So I'd rather have 5 minutes now, pull the chicken wire out, start measuring up, and see if I can't make some progress. Because as you saw this morning, the rabbits are still in there digging up the beds, so I want to put a stop to that. So let me get this coffee and these Doritos down me, and we'll see how we get on for the rest of the day. Well, I've got my chicken wire out, so I'm just going to make a start. This sun is absolutely killing me out here. It's so hot. So hot. The big debate, of course, is which way round do I go? There's supposed to be 25 metres on this roll. I'm looking at it and I'm doubting it, but it says 25 metres. I have got a second one just in case. So I think I'll start with the gate and work my way around and see how far round I get. Wish me luck. Well, the idea is get a good wrap around this first post to get a good fix, and then I can tension as I go. So if I get this first one in place, I've got lots of overlap at the bottom, so that's good. I can stake that out. So 500,000 more posts to go. Well, this is taking forever, but all of this back is in. It needs staking down to the ground, but I can do that shortly. And all of this side is in. It's longer than you think. You look at it and you think, oh, it's only a small bit, but when you're trying to do it God, I didn't realise quite how big it was. As I say, it does look small, but it isn't. I'm probably about almost halfway round. Got this remaining front and this side to do, but I'm dying out in this heat. My head's getting a bit hot, so I'm just going to break off. I've got to the end of the roll, so I do need to stop and get another roll out. And as I say, it needs staking down, but so far so good. This one last panel to nail in. Good progress, I'm pleased, really pleased. It's looking good. I've just popped the little red tractor away. I'm going to start getting tidied up now. This sun is killing, and it's gone 2 o'clock. I can't believe how quickly the time is flying by. It really is. But I've staked down about half of that fencing, and then I ran out of stakes. But there's no rush. I can get some of those picked up anytime. The main thing is getting the chicken wire up, which it is over half now of the posts. So I'm going to get myself tidied up. I'll put a bit of more water on the plants, and then we'll pick it up again tomorrow. But it is absolutely scorching, really scorching. And as usual, I've just about worn myself out. So let me get this polytunnel sorted out, get some water on, get it closed up, and then I'll sort the cabin out, and it'll be another day. Well, they've had plenty of water today, but the trouble is, of course, as soon as I close this polytunnel up, it's going to get red off. So if anything, I'm overdoing the watering today. Really difficult this past few weeks, keeping on top of the watering. Really difficult. But hopefully it'll all be alright. We'll see, I guess, as the weeks go by. Well, that's Saturday gone already. I can't believe how fast the time has just shot by. You're down here and you start doing some work and you think you've achieved nothing because the time just disappears on you, but clearly I do. Massive job just getting that grass cut, and it's looking very nice, as is the fence, or half a fence as it's turned out. We'll get the other half done tomorrow, but it is looking nice now, and hopefully that's going to keep those rabbits out of the garden area. Didn't have time to show you the bees today, which is a shame. They're all out now, I can see them from here. Maybe you will as I start to get near the hive. Now just bear in mind I've got no protective gear on, so I'm not going to be messing about, but you can see them there. They're all in and out, looking very happy. And very busy bees. Anyway, I'll leave them to it before they get fed up of me and start attacking. I don't want that today, certainly. This side of the field's not looking too bad, to say that it's been cut a week. This middle bit's shocking. I can't believe how quickly that's grown up. But I can't do that, unfortunately. I've not had time anyway today, and if I had time, I've got that problem now with the little red tractor that needs sorting out. I'm storing up the jobs, I really am. I'll be full at it tomorrow, and I'll be amazed if I get it all done, but progress is progress, even if we don't achieve everything, as long as we achieve something. That's the main thing. So I'll get my stuff put in the car. But that does look nice, doesn't it? Now that it's cut down. Looks very nice. Very happy with that. So, that's it for another day. but there's always tomorrow. Well, that's it for this video. I hope there was something in there that was of interest to you. If you did like the video, please do click on the like button. Also feel free to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. As always, welcome any comments, questions or suggestions you might have. Not a bad job today with the grass and the fence, but as usual, there's always a million more jobs to do. What are you guys doing? Do let me know in the comments section below. But for now, thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.